The 4 pillars of life is going to revolve around health, wealth, love, and happiness. And too many people in this world will achieve one of those. Most of the time it's going to be financial, it's going to be wealth, and then they think that they've made it. Yet they are 40 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old, overweight, out of shape. They can't do any of the things that they would actually like to do or that they could have done if they would have taken better care of their health. Or maybe they're getting divorced. They might have all the money in the world, but they're getting divorced, and now someone is taking half of that. And even if they're still going to be fine after that, they're obviously not too good at learning how to build love, true love, relationships. Or maybe they're healthy and they got money, but they still hate their lives because they're a shitty friend, or because they're arrogant, because of an ego, because they choose not to be open and around others and really build friendships, real friendships. You don't need a million friends, but the ones that you do should be very meaningful and important to you. And so I say all this to say is that life is a forever going journey. And there can be seasons to that life. I'm not saying you have to work on all 4 of these different pillars every single day, all the time, because there may be days that you need to focus on your business, or days, or maybe you're single and you don't have a relationship, or maybe you're actually in the process of removing shitty friends, which actually is a process of being a good friend. Because if you're going to become the person that you want to be, you need to be a fucking friend to yourself first and get the toxic, negative people with bad habits, people that don't want to succeed or don't have the same goals in future. They can still be good people, but they're bringing you down. And even that is growth, so that you can surround yourself with new friends. So maybe you're in that season, maybe you're in that phase, cutting out old friends and getting new friends. Again, maybe you're single, maybe you're in the phase of making money, or maybe you do want to try to tackle all these at once, which I don't recommend, but it's possible, I guess, to each his own. Or you can tackle 1 or 2 of these at a time. You know, I'm tackling 2 of these at a time. Health and fitness. Health is so fucking important. It's not, health over wealth or wealth over health. It's health is wealth. Health is a version of wealth. The 4 pillars of happiness are all versions of wealth. They just aren't called wealth, 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 wealth. And so I say all this to say that we have seasons, and you always need to be working on yourself. Just because you get a 6-pack and you're finally looking fit and good doesn't mean you fucking made it. If you're broke, or if you're unhappy, or if you are afraid to talk to women or men, depending on what sex you are, and that's what you're going after, that's the next phase, you don't have it all figured out. And some people stay stuck, not moving into a new phase, and stay stuck in one phase and are shitty husbands or wives, or are shitty fucking friends, lying, deceitful, or they just truly don't care about you and they are selfish and only care about themselves, or, of course, the people that are overweight that I mentioned in the beginning, that just don't care about what they're putting into their body. And I'm not saying you need to be perfect overnight, but you need to start waking the fuck up and realize everything that you do falls into these 4 categories of life, and everything that you do dictates your future. So are you going to start living in a proper, beneficial way to where you can be the person you want to become? Or are you going to sit here and act like it's not important, like it doesn't matter, like everything I'm saying is bullshit, like you haven't heard this shit before? Because maybe you haven't, but I promise you it ain't bullshit. And then you're going to wait till you're 40, 60, 80. Be miserable. Think about all the advice and possibility of change that you could have done, but you chose not to. You chose to be comfortable, chose to stay in one lane, chose to, build your ego up. Think that you made it because you got some fucking money or because you got healthy, but you didn't do the other things. you know? And that looks different to everybody else. You know, only you can determine what that looks like to you when it comes to what your financial goal is, what your relationship goal is, how many friends, and what your friendship goals are. You know, the type of people you want to hang around. But when it comes to health, being skinny and having abs and having some muscle or working towards that goal is the only way you can really say you've made it by being healthy. Everything else can be subjective, you know, because nobody can tell you what type of relationship you want or you need or what type of friends you should keep, so long as you're fucking keeping good people around and you're a good person in general. And obviously who you keep around will determine who you are. So if you're a shitty person, you'll probably have shitty people around you. That's probably why you're in the position that you're in. And then with money, what's the limit on that? What's enough? You know, for me, I want many, many millions, you know, well over 10. I'd like to hit over 100. I don't need to be a billionaire, but as long as I never have to stress and worry about money, because my ultimate goal is freedom and travel and just investing to let the money build, I'm not gonna live my whole life based on fake currency, fake money, that I need to be worth $1 billion or build the biggest company or any of that shit. I want freedom. I want to explore what the world has to offer. And that is a pillar that's going to fall into, you know, happiness. And so happiness isn't something that you can be in all states. But when you look back, are you going to live a fulfilled life? And if you live a fulfilled life, that's something that you can look back and be happy about. And you can be happy in the moment and live through incredible experiences and be happy through those. But you're not going to be able to be happy all the time, because you're going to have bad days, bad times, tragic moments in your life, because everybody does. That's life. And that is why every single day, this is a journey. The journey is not over. You never make it. You've never made it, motherfucker. You made it when you die. That's when you make it to the next level of life, whatever that is, whatever you believe in. You know, life is a video game. This shit is so Matrix motherfucking, like everything is so like simulated. It blows my mind that people don't look at life less seriously and focus at it more as a game, building up your character, you know? And if you treat life like a game, you're gonna fucking start leveling up and be able to judge who you used to be versus who you are now. Or who you will become, might I rather say. And so money is important. You need to be wealthy. But health is equally important. You need to be fucking healthy. Love is equally important. You need to have friends and relationships within your life where you feel true love, joy, and happiness with those people and the moments that you're able to create, and even creating life out of that love. And happiness is fucking equally as important, because the life experiences that you put yourself through are going to dictate the fulfillment, which will equally happiness that you are able to reach within your life. Exploring, being able to financially take care of everybody you love and give them the world, having great deep relationships and talks and friendships and conversations that go on for hours, making tons of fucking money so you never have to worry about any of that shit, and being fit, knowing that you are putting the best into your body the most of the time. Because it's okay to have a fucking burger every once in a while, or to eat out, you know? But you need to take these 4 pillars of life seriously, extremely seriously. Because without them, your life is not going to be balanced. And there are different times and phases of life, as I say. So your life isn't always going to be balanced in the beginning stages. But as you get later in your life and you're able to tackle these things, and boom, I got my money and wealth under control. I don't need to work as hard on that. Now I can shift to health. Boom, I got that under control. Now I can focus on building a family or having the people and connections that I want in my life. Boom. Now you can do that. Now you have the money. You can focus on creating incredible experiences for you, your family, your loved ones, or even just you by yourself to experience. And that's why you got to tackle all 4 of these. The 4 pillars of life: health, wealth, love, and happiness. You're not going to master them overnight, and you will always find ways to adapt and become a better version of each one of those pillars within your life, as long as you're willing to continue to be a student and to continue learning, even if you feel like you've made it. If you become extremely wealthy and then you continue to invest and do the right thing and have that shit run on autopilot, your money will continue to grow. But you put in the groundwork, but you don't have to work on it as hard. The same thing is with health. Relationships are a little bit different. You kind of always got to work hard on those, depending on what you're going after or how the situation is. But realistically, you just need to do your best and focus on becoming the best version of yourself, because nobody is going to be able to ever tell you what that is, except for you. Because you have to look into your own eyes in the mirror. And I know a lot of people avoid looking at themselves in the mirror and won't even look at the person that they are, because they know that they are not living to who they wanted to become. They are not living to their expectations, because they are not doing the things that they know internally that they need to do. And that is the only way that you're going to live a happy life, a fulfilled life, is by working and chipping at the 4 pillars of life: health, wealth, love, and happiness. Say it with me: health, wealth, love, and happiness. This is your sign from me, from God through me, to start taking your life seriously in all 4 aspects. And by the end of it, you're going to look back and absolutely love every single bit of life that you were given. Be grateful. Kill the ego. Always stay working. Always be willing to learn, be a student, and want more. And remember, the 4 pillars of life: health, wealth, love, and happiness. See you next time.